Hello and welcome to Mistworld, the season finale for the Tale of Dust. Yay, boo, sad and happy. Now, to remind you guys where we left it for both my players and you guys out there, when we last left them, they were standing at the top of an enormous golem. They'd reached this like chapel that it was wearing as a crown on top of its skull. In front of them, uh, they could see a large sarcophagus that was glowing purple with magic. And on the other side of that, on the far side of the chapel itself, they could see the figure of a red woman, presumably the Red Fae. To their right, they can see their old friend Neely trapped in a cage, um, just kind of looking if conscious, not responding. Um, if I would do a quick recap of how long of what's happened so far before that, though, as we kind of zoom out on the stage. The season started with the crew crash landing on the surface of the planet. Most the Hope and Grace irreparably torn apart and destroyed. The rest of the crew seemingly either dead or, as we later found out, captured by raiders. These four players, Henry, Miss Woodbury, Ash Grenzel, and Melody Whisperwing, were the only four to be able to escape. They started moving across the surface of Mistworld, looking for ways to find their friend Neely, who was one of the captured. Among many things, they managed to um, come across a very strange goblin funeral rite, where they had been dunked in a marsh and left mummified and come back. They discovered the body of their ancient dragon foe and stayed inside the shelter from a sudden rain of glass and sharp bits, and were able to survive on some dragon jerky, I believe we called it.
Delicious.
They managed to find their Neely's son, Devon, and break him out of a jail when they realized who he was, from a small group of raiders. And among other things as well, Astrakhan managed to find a little bit. Oh, there was an execution where the players saw a murderer get executed by having their head cut off, and a whole bunch of other goblins running up with cups to drink their blood as though some kind of restorative, as though some kind of curative. Astrakhan took that moment to get some of that blood for further study. I don't think they
Why
would.
wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? I mean, it would have had magical properties. And since then they've been given they were visited once again by the Blue Fae, who gave them two things to help them on their quest. One was a compass that was leading constantly towards Neely and helped them find their way, and the other was a bit of bread and ham that magically regenerated and gave them enough food, not the greatest food, but enough to survive as they made their way across. And now they're here,
Supplemented by dragon jerky.
supplemented by dragon jerky. Now, normally we do theater
Do
of mind, but this time we decided to go for we've got a VTT going on. So if we start talking about distance and things like that, it's because I've given them some toys, and they're no doubt going to be playing with them quite roughly. Now, I've already rolled initiative for what's going to happen, but before things kick off, what do you? Oh, I'll start with that. Henry, what are you going to do?
as my first turn's action. Is that the
Yeah.
plan?
Hmm.
I think he, seeing Neely, wants to run over straight away and
Yeah.
be like, Neely,
Are you
we've
doing
got
it?
your son.
So I was going to
Quietly, Henry, quietly.
I was going to ask if you're going to do it stealthily, given that the
No,
Red Fae is
We've
just
got your
there.
son is not the sentence you think it is.
I think it is.
That sounds more like a kidnapping demand.
Yeah.
We did kidnap him from other people. It's fine.
He's a child. He got napped. It's fine.
Yeah.
So if you wish, you could roll stealth, or
Oh,
because
no,
don't forget
absolutely
you need
not.
to get. All right.
Henry's, super keen to get Neely back.
he
So-
has already seen the Fae, though. You did see the Fae.
Yeah, we've seen
All
her.
right.
She's probably seen us. We're fine.
Does anybody want to stop him before he does this?
That's the spirit.
I
Love
don't
you
think I
guys.
would have reacted fast enough to stop him. So
Fair
no. But
So
not
Henry,
because-
you charge screaming after Astrakhan. If you're using both your actions, you
To
do
Neely, yes.
to Neely, sorry. I'm going to do that all day, and they're right in front of me on this VTT. You managed to run, presumably screaming like an idiot, and reach the cage.
Yeah, he runs over and then kneels down at the cage and kind of reaches in to Neely. Neely, are you okay?
Curiously, the red Fae doesn't seem to react to your ridiculous screaming.
See, I'm fine. God, you guys stress for no reason.
I'm sure that won't come up later. Melody, you're up.
She is going to it's more of like a sizing up the room situation because the red Fae hasn't moved or said anything or done anything.
That's right.
So she's gonna move just because he's made a whole lot of noise, the opposite direction to Henry. Just because that seems sensible, but one action's worth of distance, I guess.
Yeah, so it's
Because you
about
have
5 steps.
self-preservation
It's about
instinct.
5 steps. She look, she's a big glittery bug. She's a target without making noise.
So I'm going to say you don't need to roll stealth because you got wings and and any kind of
glitter.
movement you make would be covered up by Henry screaming.
Yeah. And then we don't use some of the special actions very often in this game, but there is one that is called evade.
Yep.
So until I would like to perform some evasive maneuvers in case I need to.
Fair enough. So you lower yourself into some kind of kung fu stance as you prepare to roll out of the way of any danger heading towards you.
Basically.
Excellent.
That shielding
Was
big glittering wings of
Mantis
rolling around.
style.
Yeah.
I was thinking Slater, but yes, the roly poly bugs. Yeah.
Mr. Whitber, what are you doing?
I too would like to just dash, I guess, to the sticking to the outskirts of the room. Probably completely staying on the
Behind the pillar?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
Also-
that's where I'd like to go.
I should say, I also don't know Neely. I have never met Neely, so I have zero skin in this room.
It's some self-preservation, some I don't know this bitch.
I don't
Fair
know
enough.
this bitch.
Understood. So
just gives her the up and down. That's what Henry's been on about this whole time. I'm so much prettier.
There is a bit of a Mean Girls attitude that I'm going to allow, I guess. And then, yep. So, and just a reminder, Mr. Whitber, you automatically evade without needing to spend an action to do so as a goblin.
Yeah.
Just in case it comes up. Astrakhan.
So last time, my final action was to tell Darling to quietly and sneakily go and get Neely out of the chains or the cage or whatever.
Mhm.
That seems to be a bit moot at the moment, but I would still like Darling to go and see if she can uncage Neely somehow.
All right. Given that you rolled, did you roll? Did you roll last time, or you just say that and then I cut you off?
I think it was the last thing that I did. I don't think I rolled because I just sent her over there and
Right.
she hadn't yet tried to undo the chains.
I'm going to say, since that was your intent when we left off before, she piggybacked on top of Henry and has now leapt down, and you can roll 2d6 to see if you can unlock Neely.
Okay, cool. I get to do the rolly thing on the Albert Rodeo.
Yeah.
It only rolled 1 dice.
Roll 2 more.
Roll another one. Do a barrel roll.
Join me in my roly poly life.
So I'm not quite sure how.
There you go.
You should just be able to click the thing multiple times to add
Yeah.
multiple dice.
Yeah,
And then
that's
hit
what
the arrow.
that's what
And
I
it
did.
doesn't.
And it just rolled 1 and then gave me a 7 as the answer. So it seemed to try to add them up.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I got a 2 and a 5 because that's the only way I can get 7 on a d6.
Fair enough. I will say, cool, not a problem at all. I mean, you could have gotten
A
a
3 and a
3.
4.
Yeah, I was going to
And-
say the maths teacher in me is
Well,
just going to correct you on that one.
One of them is definitely a 2 is the thing,
All right.
because that's what it's showing me.
Fair enough. Not a problem at all. So you hop down. You manage to unlock the door, and Henry, timely enough, it's come back around to you. You see
Nice.
the door's now
Can I-
unlocked for you.
Can I move myself as well as Darling?
Sure.
No.
Because everybody else is going with self-preservation, so it falls to me to move the adventure forward, which is, my thing. I'm going to go look at that sarcophagus, since the Red Fae doesn't seem to be doing anything.
All right. Are you like hiding behind it, or are you trying to just like stand in the open and study it? What's your plan here?
Well, I'm still wary. If somebody turns around and starts flinging fireballs at me, for instance, I'm going to duck down behind the sarcophagus. But
Mhm.
if the red face stays turned around and not paying attention to us, and there don't seem to be any other dangerous things in here,
Yep.
I'm just kind of looking at it, not touching for the moment.
Mhm.
I'm going to look first, and then if nothing dangerous happens, I might try touching next time.
All right. Did you want to give me a 2d6 to get more information?
Okay.
For a quick study?
So let's try this dice thing with 2. I got a 2 and a 6.
Nice. So yeah, as you get closer, so it's definitely got this purple glow, but it's coming from inside the sarcophagus. Whatever it is that's causing that glow is inside and shining. It's shining through some cracks. There is a very heavy stone lid on top in the likeness of a woman. And if you look down at the bottom, you can see that there's far more cracks on the bottom, as though it's been broken from underneath somehow.
I feel like there are clues here that I am missing. Something's going on.
I feel like
Probably something interesting.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. And back around to you, Henry.
Excellent.
So the
With
Red Fae does
Darling,
nothing. Nearly does nothing.
She's there. She seems to be like reading something or looking down at something that's on this book in front of her. But
so she's not
far,
unconscious, or she's just oblivious to the world.
she seems to be letting you guys do your things.
Wait, Neely or the Red Fairy?
The red phase not doing it. Nearly is, as far as you can see, unconscious.
Yeah.
If you want to step through and like kind of see if you can rouse her, you've got the healing ability.
That's my plan.
Yep.
So I want to reach through and try and give her a little dose of heal. Like, Neely, wake up! By the Lord's heal! I rolled a 2 and a 4. Failed.
All right. So unfortunately, your magical healing fails you. But there was a failsafe. So when you reach out and touch Neely, some energy emanates from you out and into her. And as you look, that same kind of energy reaches out from Astrakhan, from Mr. Whitber, and from Melody, and enters into her. Her eyes open. She kind of looks at you and goes, "Ah, you came."
Of course. I couldn't not. Are you okay?
Help me up.
Okay. Here, look. Pushes open the gate a bit further and offers 2 hands to try and pull it through.
You get her to stand up, and as she stands up, she manages to raise herself to a full height. Reminder, she's a human, so she is like twice as tall as you.
Yeah.
You see that kind of like overlaid over the top of her. You start seeing an image of the Red Fae starting to take form.
Over her.
Over her, so you can still see nearly through her, but now she's kind of like standing, like almost floating a foot off the air as the blue fae kind of overlays this image of her, raising her foot above the ground.
The blue fae?
The blue fae is now
Ooh.
kind of standing over the top, like overlaying where Neely was.
Yeah, I think Henry, after, kind of releases his hands slowly and kind of takes a step back. What are you doing here?
It's time to confront my sister.
Okay. All right. We can do that.
So on the map where it says Neely, it's now the blue fae. She's still in there inside, but can't respond, otherwise. As you kind of notice that the red Fae finally moves, responds, turns around. See, I knew you'd send them. I knew you'd send something to me. And as she turns around, you see this image. It's in the shape of a woman, but it looks like it's made out of mud. Where the mouth is, instead, is this large hole that almost seems to go halfway down its neck, and teeth bearing through as well. That's where the voice is coming from.
Gross.
Creepy.
That's just gross.
As the blue,
Go on.
she points to that sarcophagus. There's room for you in there as well as our other sister. And with that blue kind of finally clicks what's inside that sarcophagus. The third Fae, the missing one that's been missing all this time. She gives a command to everyone. Forget about killing my sister. Release my sister from inside that sarcophagus. Anyone
Henry,
who follows that action, you've got 6 additional HP as you all get this kind of blue glow coming over you. And while you have this bonus HP, you can take 3 actions instead of 2 as you can move unnaturally fast.
Hells yeah.
The red Fae looks at the 4 of you and says, stop them. And anyone, and you know who you are, who follows that action, if they choose to attack with disadvantage, will deal 3 damage instead of the normal 1. You're up, Henry.
Even though I just healed?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Henry kind of looks back and sees Neely and not really Neely. So, okay, nods, and then I think he's like, Astrakan, is there an easy way to break this?
I don't know. It's made of stone.
Oh, okay. And I think he's going to charge at it with his shield and try and wedge a corner in there to create a lever.
Give me a 2d6 roll to see how you go.
Oh, they always go well.
It's going to be great.
A 2 and a 5.
Oh,
I got a 5,
right.
people. So, pretty good.
It had to happen once in the season.
I know.
You managed to shift it a little. It is giving, but it is not. It's definitely not all the way gone.
It's giving, but it's not all the way gone.
You've got that third action.
I will use the third action to pry.
So
Darling, give me a hand.
So just a reminder, that means you're not dodging.
That's fine.
All right. Yep. So go again.
4 and a 5. This is a new Henry.
This
More
is not
powerful.
this is all your crap rolls, prior rolls coming up all at once.
Who are you and what have you done with Henry? When did you become competent?
He found Neely. Everything's changed now. He's not distracted.
All right, cool. So you've managed to get it a good portion of the way off. Melody.
Racing.
Melody is going to let me think about this. Step back, and as she's doing so, she's going to swing to take out Mr. Whipper's knees.
It's always the one you most suspect.
He can't go anywhere.
Go for it. Roll. Are you doing the extra damaging roll with a 1d6?
Yeah, let's see how 1d6 goes. No such luck.
Right.
That's
So
right.
as you go to roll, you all these like spines, barbs kind of come out alongside your weapon and try and tear through, but it makes it ungainly and you kind of overstep as Mr. Whipper is able to dodge back. You can go again if you wish.
Can
Wait.
Mr. Whipper, being a small goblin, is always the opportunist. And I can, when someone misses attacking against me, I can immediately attack back.
Go for it.
Disadvantage. Because it's with disadvantage, but I have through martial artist mastery, would that still be 2?
It's always 1.
Always 1.
Disadvantage is always 1.
Oops, sorry.
Miss.
Sorry, I rolled 2 then.
They both missed anyway.
They
I
both
both missed?
miss.
Okay, I didn't.
Yep.
Um,
Did you want to dodge or go swing again?
she's gonna go again.
Cool.
Bitch.
Yes, have we met? Have we met and did you ever ask? No. Just pure trust from day
apparently
one.
I've got a lot of acquaintances I need to ask if they're a bitch or not, because this is the thing I'm meant to do now.
Stick out the hand. Hi, I'm Damien. I'm Daniel. Are you a bitch?
No.
Would I tell you if I
Completely
was?
not.
Question. I don't think I've ever actually successfully hit anything in this game.
To be honest, you don't often take swings.
No, this is true. So that's what, 3 points because it was at disadvantage
Yes.
to Mr. Whipper. And I have a third, right?
No, because you're working for the Red Fae. Your bonus is the extra damage.
Did I get the ability because I evaded last time?
So, well, you automatically evade. So you can roll 1d6 because you don't have a shield or anything like that to see if you can dodge regardless.
Yeah.
Rude.
Got a
Rude.
6.
I slip away.
Unfortunate. It's now
One
your
day
turn
Melody
as
will
well.
hit.
I mean, I arguably almost did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad because 3 damage would have been almost all of my health.
So to put in the story terms, so obviously when Melody was lost in the mist, it was the Red Fae who made her the bargain to be able to escape with the child, and now that is falling true.
Okay.
Mr. Whitber, you're up.
Well, I just kind of want to roll away from Melody, basically.
Do a
Get out of
barrel
here.
roll.
Turn into a bug yourself.
And dodge away sort of further back up this way. Yeah.
Sure.
And then I am going to use a focus action to shoot Melody with a deadly projectile.
Go for it.
Cool. No.
Nope.
Glances off her giant shell shield.
So hard to shoot a friend.
So hard to shoot a giant bug.
Astrakhan, you're sitting right next to the sarcophagus that the Blue Fae has called out to be lifted up and defended. What are you doing?
I am going to leap on top of the sarcophagus and throw a bomb at Henry.
Good call.
Bitch.
Which,
Hey, buddy. Hey, friend.
to be fair, is probably also going to hit the sarcophagus, but you win some, you lose some.
I love it. Are you doing an extra damaging roll for a d6?
So I'm not sure. Would that still work with the alchemist, like mix up something explosive?
Yeah, anything damaging you do, you can choose to roll with disadvantage and it'll deal triple damage. So less likely to hit, but a hell of a lot more pain that comes with it.
Sure, I can do that. Because I normally would get 3 dice because it's alchemy, so I would be back down to 2.
No, it's down to 1. So it's either you either roll 3d6 to get 1 damage or 1d6 to deal 3 damage.
I might roll 3d6 because I feel like otherwise I'm not going to do any damage.
Fair enough. Nice. So yep. So you managed to throw this spark bomb because it wasn't extra damage. It does it doesn't affect the sarcophagus because it's like you did more of a small precise attack. Henry, you take that straight to the gut with no evasion because
I'm wounded.
You chose not to. Astrakhan, you still got another action because that's like barely minor movement what you did.
All right. I'm gonna do it again, but bigger.
All right.
So this time I'll do the 3 damage in 1 dice and see
Sure.
if I hit anything.
I wish you luck.
Woo!
Woo!
That's a 6.
That is a 6. So Henry, you take. So she throws one small like grenade at you, like a firecracker type thing. Pang! It
I was
explodes
testing
painfully
the
against you.
distance.
Yeah, it explodes painfully against your chest, and then like one of those cartoony round bombs with a fuse sticking out of it lands right in your hands, and before you have a chance to react, explodes.
Nice.
That extra HP that you have is protecting you, but you've only got 2 of those bonus HPs left. A reminder.
Yes. Good.
The Astrakhan is being driven by the parasites that was in the worm in the blood that she chose to study, and is basically being
Astrakhan, what are you doing? That really hurt.
Who knew? Dealing with like weird blood in a creepy, very unsanitary conditions, goblin funeral come punishment was not a good idea after all.
I just love the fact that this conversation could actually happen at this moment. Henry, you now know what the stakes are and who's on whose side.
I think he's just kind of grits his teeth through the flame, looking back at, he looks up at Astrakhan standing on top of the sarcophagus and then looks back at the shadow of Neely that's there. It's like, for Neely. And he just grits his teeth through the pain and continues trying to pry open the sarcophagus.
Mm-hmm. So you don't suffer disadvantage because somebody's within earshot. I was going to say this would be a disadvantage because.
All right, I'll take one of those, the 5 or the 6.
Boo. Unfortunately, Astrakhan, despite the fact that you're sitting on this lid, for some reason Henry's become the god of halflings. And
I knew he could do it. I always knew he could do it.
And has
it's this new arm that I've been given.
I forgot to give the phase a turn. I'm going to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, we can delay mine if you like.
Sure.
I'll shove Astrakhan off it in a second.
No, I'll say it happens now. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
Amazing.
So the blue runs up and starts launching like ice shards directly at red. Can you guys see my rolls if I do them?
Yeah.
Yes.
1 success. In return, red releases like a row of spines to kind of try and shield herself while also launching them back at blue. They cancel each other out with a success each. Blue strides across to Henry to try and protect you in the next
What a
turn as
babe.
well. Melody.
Thank you, Neely.
Melody's going to play the Song of Sorrow, which is I need to roll a d3.
Yep.
Hey, Albel Rodeo, can you let me do that? Probably not. All right, I'm going to roll a d6.
Yep.
With like
1, 2,
1
3, 4,
and
5, 6.
Well, I was actually going to say 1 and 6 paired, 5 and 2 paired, and 3 and 4 paired because they're opposite sides of the dice. So that's how fair odds works.
Makes me sick.
So, yeah, makes sense. So 3 enemies who can hear me.
Yep.
Which I assume is the 3 enemies that exist in this room for me right now.
Yes.
All have to make a save test.
Yeah. So each of you roll 2d6.
What? 5 and a 2. God, I love this new Henry. He's great.
I'm so not used to you being
useful.
I wasn't. I might need to rethink this whole encounter now that you're actually a player.
You know what it is? I'm not rolling in the previous dice roller. I'm using our bears roller. It's just much nicer.
What did the blue fae?
She succeeded.
Oh, dang it.
I
All right,
did
that's
roll.
fine. In which case I will
But Mr. Whitber hasn't rolled unless I missed out.
I did.
Oh.
yeah,
206.
everyone else.
Oh, cool.
like,
Why can't I see
succeeded.
like past player rolls? That's weird.
It's
I
because
think if
it was quick.
multiple roll at the same time.
Ah.
Maybe.
So like I think one was rolled and then Henry's roll was immediately after that. In which case she's going to move down towards the top of the sarcophagus as like a second set of hands, I guess.
Cool.
God, why are you doing that?
If you'll let me jump up on top of the sarcophagus, I'll do that. But it depends on how you feel about that.
Well, you could be
distinction.
flying over it.
I could. Let's do that.
Yeah. Flying, menacing this giant
I
ladybug.
forget in this game I can fly. It's fine.
She can fly. I can fly.
I can fly.
She can die?
You see the
Happy
super
thoughts.
fly?
Happy thoughts.
It's the dark evil communion that's causing her to fly now.
Now
Mr.
the
Whitber.
red glitter is like a different type of red, just reflecting the red fae vibes instead.
Yeah, totally. Mr. Whitber, you're up.
Yeah, he's gonna. Mr. Whitber's gonna yell out and he's like, "Hey, red lady, can we make a deal about this? Because I don't have anything to do with this blue chick."
I'll let you know
Oh
her
my
response.
Sounds like everyone against Henry now.
We're
The game's been
all in
building up to this.
together.
I just want to get back above the mist, you know.
I wasn't expecting this one. God, a competent Henry and a turncoat with Whitber. What's going on to do with winning time?
You'll make me sick.
Give me a persuasion roll. We'll see what happens.
Oh.
What'd you roll, Connor? What was that?
Can you guys not see it?
Yeah, I did.
That was a
I just
4 and a 2.
The audience
4 and
didn't
a 2.
hear it.
Yeah, sorry.
So
True.
with
4 and a 2.
a 4 and a 2, unfortunately, she is nowhere near trusting enough to believe that you're a turncoat with just your words.
Of course, a turncoat.
But also,
The whole point.
But also, Blue did promise that you'd see this guy again.
Yeah. Oh well. Fucking crimson bitch. I'm going to use my I get a free action once a day to attack all enemies.
With your archer nonsense?
Yeah.
All right. That will hit Henry, given he's like right there.
It says all enemies.
Oh, just enemies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, their relationship's been strained recently. I get it.
Ashtakan, Melody, and Red.
So one attack with disadvantage on all enemies. So make each attack separately.
Okay.
Who's first?
This is Ashtakan. For
Nope.
2.
I duck.
Melody for a 1.
Yep.
I fly higher.
Red for a 4.
Ugh.
Cool.
Ugh.
And Darling for a 6.
Oh, I forgot to ask.
Oh,
Darling's not your enemy.
I forgot to
Is
ask.
Darling involved or not?
Is Astrakhan, is Darling going to going to follow your lead, like as in programming, or do they have enough of their own sentience to not?
Well, Darling's current instructions were to get Neely out, which they've successfully done. But Darling isn't really a combat golem. Like, they can attack, but this is a very confusing situation. So Darling's literally still at the edge here because Darling's currently not doing anything because everything is like all of its people are fighting each other. It doesn't make sense. Does not compute. So Darling's literally just staying at the side and watching for the moment.
Well, since they haven't declared himself enemy or friend, and Mr. Whitber seems to have chosen enemy, I'm going to say that they take 1 damage. How much HP does Darling have?
Darling has actually 6 hit points. They have more hit
Darling
points
has
than
more
I
health
do.
than me.
I think we worked out. I just remembered like ages ago we worked out that Darling could have been the party tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darling is the most competent of all of us.
Cool. Mr. Whitbow, as your arrow heads towards Red, she manages to open up a portal, which you may remember the dragon priestess was capable of, and the arrow flies straight towards you, but doesn't have the oomph and falls short as she attacks you back.
Cool. Do I get another action?
Yeah, you've got 3 actions. Yep.
Did the
So, but the first one would be to focus, and then
Yep.
do your arrow hail.
Yep.
And then
So I-
talking, and then talking.
yeah.
Enough
I still
to-
get another attack?
Nope, that's it.
What's
Don't
the
you-
focus for?
Don't you have to focus first and then do your arrow hail? That's how I read the ability. So it says, oh yeah, once per day using the focus action, you may make 1 attack with disadvantage. So I'm taking this that like just like the deadly projectile, you need to focus first and then do
Okay,
that.
cool. No worries.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, that's you, Astrakhan.
All right. So the instruction that I was given was stop them.
Yep.
I think
Feel
I'm being fairly effective at that. But I don't really like being given instructions. So I'm going to throw a bomb at Red as well.
Mm-hmm. That would be because she's like in your brain controlling you. So I would say you can try and attack her, but the instructions was stop them by any means necessary, which wouldn't be what within bounds of what she's told you.
At the moment, they're not managing to do anything to the sarcophagus.
They've opened it.
They're trying. Yeah,
They're
cracked it
trying.
open.
Is it
They've-
open now?
Yeah, Henry managed to hoist you off it.
I'm amazing.
I knew that he shoved me off it. I didn't realize he.
No, I was
No,
lifting
it's
the lid.
the
That's
lid
why
hit-
you've moved to the side.
Oh, okay.
The lid is opened and you've tipped off the top.
Yeah.
Is my interpretation.
So he's
Well, the
like he's
lid's-
about to start going inside it.
The lid's probably bigger and heavier than I am.
That's why it took him like 3 goes to get it off.
It's bigger than heavy, and then he is too.
Why it takes a little while to get it off, if you know what I mean.
Hup.
We're in a giant golem.
Mhm.
This is the head of the golem. Are we in the head, in the crown?
On top of the head, like in a crown.
Yeah, Astrakhan becomes the owner of the biggest golem in the world.
Yeah. Was there? I guess we went up the stairs. Did we go past any doors? Was there a way to get into the head?
You came through like the spine basically to get to where you are now, and like there was a staircase leading like around the head, like on the back of the head.
I'm trying to work out how I can actually move the golem. I don't know if the golem can move. Presumably the golem can move because it was the thing that reached up and grabbed the airship. Like throwing a bomb at Henry isn't going to do anything at this point.
It'll if you hit him one more time with the 3 damage, he won't have that extra action anymore.
But I don't know that.
You can see it's been weakening.
He's already
I'm so
pushed-
weakened.
He's already pushed the lid off the sarcophagus.
Yeah, and now he's about to reach in for what's inside.
I actually don't know what to do at this point.
I'd
Like,
say stop
If
Henry.
if I'm under the Red Fairy's control and can't attack her, which is what my character wants to do after being given an instruction that I just randomly obey. I mean, I can stop Henry. I punch him.
You can try and push him back.
Just imagine that. Just bam! Ah, my nose.
No, I'm just gonna punch him.
All right, roll to punch.
You can do it with disadvantage.
You do it with disadvantage
I,
if you want to make it less likely that you'll connect.
well,
I meant for
I
the
already
purely if you
don't.
do the extra damage.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel any need to kill Henry to stop him from doing whatever it is that he's doing. Apparently, I don't hit him anyway.
Right.
I am not very effective at punching.
So you run up and you got just enough self-control to not like lash out lethally, but you go for a swing on his noggin and it misses. You've got another action. You could spend that to evade just in case, given that Mr. Whipper is trying to shoot you. Or you can do something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I'll evade, I guess.
Cool. All right. The Fays have their turn. So blue is going to basically try and push back Melody and Astrakhan with a blast of wind. So succeeds. Could you both give me a save? So basically 2d6 to avoid getting pushed away.
6 and a 1.
Yep. So you stay where you are. Melody?
It's rolling.
Ooh.
I do get pushed back, but that makes sense because I'm in the air, so
Yeah.
you know.
So you go for like 5 steps that away and heading towards Mr. Whitbow. Red takes this distraction to basically have the ground erupt underneath Blue and Henry. Henry, if you could give me a save. I believe you got advantage on these from memory.
On saves
Yeah,
from what?
from anything. Don't you have,
Okay.
Don't you have an advantage on saves, or is that somebody else?
I don't believe so. I'm
No,
just
so
quickly glancing through.
roll 2d6 in that case.
Yeah. Failed. 3 and a 1.
Cool. So you get basically flat. You get knocked on your ass. So you're now prone, and you take 1
Oh.
point of damage.
Oh.
So does the blue fay.
That puts me back to my original health, so I don't have my 3 actions anymore. Is that
No,
correct?
you do not.
Cool.
It's now your turn. So as you look down into the sarcophagus,
Well, I have to
So-
stand up first.
yeah, you spend 1 action to stand up.
Yep.
You look inside. So what you see is another fey female laying there.
Mhm.
They're almost cocooned in these thorns and vines that have wrapped around them. You can't see any skin. It's just the shape of this female. There's blood on the bottom of the sarcophagus, and it looks like it's getting drained, and as though she's been punctured through by these thorns. And whatever energy she's releasing is being dragged down by the thorns into the head and the body of the golem.
Awesome.
You can-
And there's just absolutely no skin showing whatsoever.
None. So you've got, I believe you've got a sword. You can try and cut her free.
Yeah,
But-
I'm gonna have to.
Mhm.
All right. I will roll it. I think I get advantage on that.
Mustard weapon.
Failed. 1, 2, 4.
There's the Henry. I know.
That's the spirit. I think he's just shocked. What do I cut? I don't want to hit her. So he's just kind of waving his sword wildly, but can't do anything.
And yep, you got your normal second action, so you can spend that to evade. You can spend that to
So
try
my
again.
standing up didn't take an action?
Actually, yes, it did. Whoops.
There you go.
There that goes. You can call out to Mr. Whipper to help you out if you want.
Mr. Whipper, there's a lady in here.
And it is now Melody's turn.
Yeah. Out of interest, which way is Astrakhan facing right now? No reason.
I'm going to say that
Uh,
she's facing towards red.
Okay.
Or towards blue. Yeah?
Does that seem right to you? Or facing Henry because you just tried to punch him. So
Yeah. So I'm kind of facing that diagonal, probably towards Henry and Blue.
Cool. So your back is to me. There's
Yeah.
a reason I'm asking this. Great. We're gonna go. No, this is
I
important.
know what's happening. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my rainbow shell dazzle action, which is anyone who can see me when I take the dazzle action, which
Yep.
technically you can't see me right now, but everyone else can.
Can you wait? Do trumpets call when you say this?
What? Why?
John Cena joke.
Uh, um, uh, everyone must make a save test with disadvantage or lose your next action, not turn, just one of your next
Yes.
actions.
I never suffer disadvantage as long as they're an ally or friend within earshot.
There is one within earshot. Gross.
Yeah, gross. I know. It annoys me
Teamster,
as well.
That's all right.
So,
You still have to succeed on the
I'm gonna fail. It's just how it works. I'm back to original Henry.
Oh
no, 2 and a
no!
6.
You and Improved
Cool.
Henry is still here.
You and Improved Henry is still there.
Blue Faye had her back to you as well, so she's not affected, but Red is blinded as well.
How is Blue Face back to me?
She's facing Red.
She's fighting
She's
red.
attacking Red.
That's what peripheral vision is for. It should only be with her back to me if she's
All right.
facing Darling.
I failed.
You failed. So you're down to 2 turns on your turn, Mr. Whitbar.
Cool. And then what am I gonna do? I am going to use the Song of Haste to benefit Red.
Grace.
So one listener can immediately take 1 action.
Awesome.
Because she has supernatural speed.
That's an amazing choice. Well done.
Thanks.
Love it. Love it a bit.
Yes. So that a character can only benefit from, and like I can only use this once a combat, but that's what I want to do for this particular opportune moment.
Melody, why are you doing this?
Because sometimes stories need to be told and they don't have to star you. And
Henry looks horrified, holding back tears.
So
sound
she
like my
is
mom.
going to take this opportunity to try and basically make more thorns and vines erupt in a circle, not just within the casket itself, but to try and immobilize Henry, and because Astrakan's right fucking there, her as well. So if you could both make a save roll to see, otherwise you will be immobilized. Astrakan and Henry.
Okay.
6 and a 3.
Critical 6/6.
You guys suck.
I'm invincible.
So both of you managed to jump out of the way as these fawns burst out of the ground. Astrakan, it's not that she's turning against you, she's just attacking wildly, and you just happen to be in range, and she doesn't really give a shit that if you live or die. So it's less punishment as just more you're in range. Don't be too close to Henry if you can help it, type thing.
Stop
Conflicting
Henry, but not too
instructions.
closely.
Yeah.
So that was Melody's turn. Mr. Whitber.
who you only
I
have
just
2
don't-
actions, remember?
Yeah, I just don't really think Mr. Whitber really wants to be in this fight at all, to be honest.
I'll just walk back down the stairs. You know what? Good luck. Thanks, guys.
That sounds like a really appealing option, to be honest with you.
So
If
fate
you
of the
could
world
find
at
the
stake,
golem's
and you're just gonna
brain.
stroll away.
This looks unwinnable. I think I'll make my life along with those blood drinkers. Bye.
You guys are getting the sarcophagus down. It's Henry's doing it.
It sounds like something that Henry can, do on his own, and then if he succeeds, then I'll still be here, and then if he doesn't, well, blood drinkers, It's a
So
fair choice.
thirsty.
Yeah. Mr. Whitber's going to head down this way in preparation to get out of here
Leave.
if it needs to.
Oh God.
That's it.
Okay. Everyone's so mean to me today.
All right.
Stop
Astrakan, you're
punching
back
me,
up.
Astrakan.
I didn't even hit you.
But you wanted to.
I don't really want to. I'm just doing it anyway.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, meaty biological things often don't.
Whose turn is it?
Astrakhan.
Uh, um, so Blue wants to get her sister out of the sarcophagus.
Yes.
And Red wants me to stop everyone from getting her sister out of the sarcophagus.
Correct.
There's no way that I can close the sarcophagus, and I don't really want to kill Henry because I quite like Henry.
Attack Blue instead.
I'm going to attack the thing in the sarcophagus.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
I-
a bold choice.
Yeah, I'm going to try to kill the third fairy instead
All right.
with fire and acid.
Mhm.
So that's alchemy. Is that
Well, are you dealing 1 point of damage or 3?
3? So I guess 1 dice.
Yep.
That was so nearly a 5. So nearly a 5.
Oh, that's the cruel part of these 3D dice rollers, right?
Yeah.
It just gives you hope for that second.
That's
Those
a
listening
4.
at home, it was a 4, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
with a
I-
4, you start rapidly searching through, I assume, the bag of holding, looking for a
Yep.
fire and acid and all the rest. And your OCD kicks in, and rather than finding it, you start sorting them
Yeah,
inside
that
the
scorpion
bag.
venom got too close to the acids. That's never going to go well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Faye's turn. So Red looks at Mr. Whitber cowardly slinking away. Sees Henry just like almost like a child crying because one of his friends tried to punch him.
And Melody's been mean. That's 2 things.
So this is who you send, a child and a coward. This is who's meant to stop me. Once I kill you, once I take your body and throw it in there with our sister, I will reach through all realities and take over it all. And as she says that, like these walls of fire erupts where the stairs are. You will not be leaving here. I will take your blood, and use it to power myself.
Well, it took too long, Mr. Whitber.
Is it a thick wall of fire?
It is it is a Deus Ex Machina amount of fire. But I mean, as she concentrates to make that spell, Blue is going to try and get a hit in. Henry, how much HP actually do you have at the moment?
Don't worry about it.
Are you bloodied to use the D&D
Don't worry about it.
All
I'll live
right.
forever.
You might
Just
want
know
to
that.
worry about it next
Just know
turn,
that I'll
so-
live forever.
You made this bad, Dan.
No, I think seeing that, I'm going to give you guys a Deus Ex Machina.
Good.
So,
Don't give them a Deus Ex Machina. I'm fighting against them.
I know. It's only a little one, don't worry. You see Neely separate from Blue. So you see this kind of after image of the Blue Fae still standing there, but where Neely was kind of inside of her, she instead starts floating up. She's chanting, you don't know what, but she's just hovering a fair bit above the center of this chapel, directly above the sarcophagus.
Neely's doing this.
Neely's separated. That's
Yeah.
right.
And chanting above, or Blue's chanting above?
Neely's the one chanting above.
Yeah.
And it's now your
Cool.
turn.
I think I'll look to Blue and like, Blue, what's happening to Neely? Is she okay?
She's going to help.
Oh, okay. And I will go back to trying to cut some of these things.
Mhm.
Just Astrakhan, leave me alone for a second.
All right. Roll twice, I guess.
2 and a 1.
2 and a
Fail.
1. Thank you,
And
Henry.
I'll go again. 2 and a 6. That's a
Nice.
cut.
So you managed to cut some of the from some of the new growth, and
Gross.
I'll say that you managed to release one of the arms. It's withered, almost mummified. But it does feel warm, like it's alive.
Good. Good.
It's a
Hack it up.
lich.
A new arm for me! Astrakan, step
You've
out
got
of it! You
one!
can throw
You've
this
got
arm on my body!
God.
Melody's wrong!
It's the
I
other-
will be the main character!
It's the other arm.
Oh, I can do it with 2 left hands.
Yeah. What's new?
Melody, you're up.
Cool. I'm going to fly over to basically where Henry is, but like
Mhm.
Actually, no, scratch that. I'm gonna fly over to where Neely is.
Sure.
And I am going to stab at her in midair because I know how much that's going to hurt
Amazing.
Henry as well as hurting Neely potentially.
Sounds great. Are you doing the
So-
disadvantage free damage?
Yeah, I am.
Love it.
No such luck,
No
Um,
such luck.
but that's okay.
You have 2 actions.
Well, I have to fly.
Oh, I say the
Does
flying
flying
is
over
an
there
action
count?
because that's
Yeah,
quite a
okay.
distance, yeah. That you'd be racing.
So like, I'd actually put myself basically not over the sarcophagus, but
Mhm.
like in front, so that he could see both of those things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
But that I'm in eye line of red in case she wants to take advantage of
Of that.
that.
I'm gonna say that Neely's the wings, so she would be like, whoop. What's that? So yeah, she'll be just like in the middle above here, but up in the sky.
Cool.
Oh, so yeah, I would end up like next to her basically,
Yep.
wherever she's going to end up.
Mr. Whitby, you're up. Oh, hang on.
Um,
Yeah, you. Yeah. So you are singed by the fire that erupts just in front of you as you try and leave for the stairs, possibly bringing back memories of an exploding bakery. She chose fire deliberately.
well,
She listened to the backstory episode.
She didn't want to skip that.
Have we lost him?
no, I was just thinking. And I think it's worth heading over next to Henry.
Hmm.
Um,
And just wailing on him. Join the wagon.
yeah, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. Look, I'm on your side, Red.
I really get the feeling Connor regrets the fact that I gave the other two the ability to turn on the rest of you and not him. Is what I'm getting as a DM. I should have been bolder in my treachery.
I just don't think this fight is worth it. I don't trust this blue elf. I don't trust the red elf either. But
Yeah, don't trust any of the Fae.
I don't.
Alright.
I'm going to put this out.
That's
I don't
right.
got a lot
Help
of choice
me,
at this
Mr.
point.
Whitber, help me kill the purple one.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But no, I think Mr. Whitman's going to try and drag Henry away and say, "Look, this fight isn't worth it. Let's get out of here."
Are you physically trying, or are you going to try and
Yes.
convince? What's your movement
trying
here?
to physically drag Henry out, and you still got your shield, right?
It's attached to my fake arm.
Yeah, to get through the fire.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, do you want to roll your test and see what happens?
I'll just say that you rolled to resist since you're the one kind of actively resisting.
Yeah. No, we gotta save her.
Plus I trust your dice
Fail.
rolls to not let you succeed. Yep. So
I got a
I
6
failed.
and a 3.
Yeah.
3-3.
so yeah. So you, Mr. Whitby, you drag him like one square away.
How'd you
because
get
it's
so
taken-
strong?
As you start slowly dragging him, kicking and screaming away.
Just pull me off the edge of the sarcophagus and just I couldn't get my footing.
Yeah.
Astrakhan?
So, quick question. Do the bombs that I throw count as a ranged weapon?
Yep.
Then I'm going to use a focus action first, and
Mhm.
then I'm going to throw a bomb into the sarcophagus and try to kill the purple fairy.
Sure.
So that should mean that
So you roll 1d6, but it will succeed on a 4, 5, or a 6.
3, 4, 5, or 6 because I have the marksman
Oh, that's right. You do too.
ability.
Oh, nice. Good build.
And I rolled a 2. Oh.
Perfect
Wow.
notes.
All right, so
Yeah.
Faye's turn and Neely's turn. So for Neely's turn, you too late, Melody, you realize what it was that she was chanting and what she was trying to do. And as you see this tornado start to form
Yeah.
above her, clearing the sky, this mist above you guys, directly above, and bringing down sunlight. Astrakhan and Melody, as if you stand in that sunlight, you will take, at the end of your turn, you will take 1 damage automatically.
You said stand. So if I'm flying,
The
hypothetically, like,
pulse.
I'm not
Pulse
standing.
all
That's
the
all I'm
way.
saying. I'm
Kneeling,
just saying, you said
sitting.
stand.
So could you just
I have a
push your glasses
parasol
up?
on my item
Sorry.
list.
Sorry, hang on. I'm allowing me to put the glasses back on my face just so I can hear it.
Actually,
you did say stand, right?
if you are in the sun, with a
Out of
massive eye
curiosity,
roll on my part,
if she took off one of her wing shields and held it above her like a parasol, would that be useful?
no,
Under my umbrella, Ella, A,
Yeah.
A, A.
no. So currently it is centered on. Oh, can I do that? Is that like a thing I can do?
I can see a circle,
Yeah,
so
I'm
it
trying
looks
to
like a
move it
thing
now.
you can do.
Yes, I'm trying to move it. Yeah, so basically, if you guys are still if Astrakhan and Melody are still where they are now, at the end of their turn, you will take that damage.
Okay.
Wait, is that too big? I'll shrink it a little bit.
Yeah, I would
Is that
say it just might be like a bit hard to do
Yeah.
anything near the sarcophagus if that, like, at all. If that was that
Oh, it's
big.
gonna grow.
Yeah, I figured.
Um, that's Neely's turn as she tries to basically defend the sarcophagus a bit more. Blue fails twice. Oh, so blue and red are basically just launching pure magic at each other. Think like the Abracadabra fight at the end of Harry Potter. Just beams of
Spoilers.
light going at each other. Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize that the chosen one was going to fight the big bad at some point in that movie. Sorry, everyone. But basically they're evenly matched at this point. You guys aren't distracting them. They're just giving everything they've got. Henry, you're up. Your
Being
good arm is
Mr.
being.
Whipper. It's like, Mr. Whipper, no! We've got to save it! We can save everyone! I know it! I just know it! I'm going to try and break out from your grasp. You want to roll an opposed check on me? Well, I rolled a 5. Can you beat that?
Nope.
Sure can't. So I'm going to break out, and then I'm going to jump and dive into the sarcophagus as my second action.
Yeah,
Dive
go for
into it.
Yeah.
So you're going into the sunlight?
He's fine. It's
Oh my
only
God.
because
To
he's on the blue
enemies.
team. He's not affected by the sun. Although it's
What are
like
you gonna
blinding
do
because you haven't
about it?
seen sunlight in weeks, so it is kind of like but you do.
Me iron skin, I'm burning.
My vitamin D.
I have a literal mechanical question right now.
Sure.
If I was to be in the sunlight with my glittering, functionally disco ball wings, is that going
Amazing.
to cause a whole bunch of problems for other people? Because it feels like it should.
This is an amazing question.
I'm willing
This is
to
an
life on the
amazing
line
question.
myself here
I will.
and like beam other people in the face with this light, like say, I don't know, turn it through a red shield into prism it to someone else's face.
That's
I will-
fantastic.
How do you
I
feel
will-
about that?
I will ponder the answer to
It's-
that until it is your turn, and then I'll give
That's
it a
perfect.
definitive response.
I needed that amount of time.
I'll give you. I'll let you rephrase it when
Question
it's
on
your
notice.
turn, and as to what
Yeah.
you're trying to succeed at, and depending on how awesome what you're trying to succeed at, I will say yes or no.
So make it awesome.
Make it
Can do.
awesome. All right,
Powerful.
Henry. So you managed to break free. You leap across. You've still got an action left. You can roll.
Really?
to-
Breaking free and then leaping into the thing? That's 2 actions, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you're like barely dragged away.
I was still dragged away. I had to climb in back into the sarcophagus, and I'm only a couple of feet tall. I don't think that's fair.
All right. You're inside. You got the sunlight. Melody and Esther had like from the sun. Melody, it is your turn anyway.
Yes. What I would love to do, pretty please, is functionally shoulder charge Neely
Yeah.
in the air. So this is like what I'm trying to do is crash tackle her. Let's go with onto the ground on the other side, if I can. But I don't know what you want me to roll for that.
So it's just going to be the 2d6 roll. Basically one action to kind of move far enough for it to be a decent shoulder charge, and then one is a kind of unarmed attack as you try and bowl them over. Won't deal
Okay.
damage, but it's trying to disrupt the chant, I assume.
Yeah, functionally, the two of us would hit the ground on the other side is the idea. So
2d6, see
and
if you
no,
succeed.
and can I just, guys? I just want to I'm not begging for advantage, but like,
Mhm.
you know, you got to shoot your shot.
Give it to her.
If hypothetically, like I've got what people use as shields
Yeah.
as wings. So this is functionally like using a literal human shield.
Shoulder charge. Yeah, shield
shoulder
charge.
charge somebody.
Yeah. And she's got gravity
Can I
on her
have
side if she
advantage
goes
on
on a
this?
vertical
My
diagonal
request.
down. It's
Like-
fine.
I love
Connect.
how I love how cohesive this team is. I've said 2v2 PvP fight, and you're all like supporting each other and not trying to kill each other.
But I mean,
I'm
Pete's doing
I'm
cool
supporting
shit.
anybody. I'm
Again,
frustrated.
I'm asking if I can shoulder charge someone with my literal shield that people
I will-
use because they.
I will
Yeah.
allow it just because the visual alone that you've given
Thanks.
me is fucking amazing. So I will
You're welcome.
absolutely allow it.
Cool. I got a 6 and 2 twos, so I'm real glad I asked for that.
Nice. So effectively what happens is you fly up and
Yeah.
you enclose yourself in your wings like a little pill bug.
Yep.
And like your aim is so good that you knock Neely down.
Yep.
And they are now on the floor. The tornado starts to dissipate. It's still
Mhm.
there for this turn.
Yep.
But you guys kind of land. You and
Oh, my hope was to
Really?
land like there,
There?
just because like literally it's more fun to just shoulder charge her through the. Sorry, for those listening, we were both on one side of the sarcophagus. We're now on the ground on the other side.
yeah, towards the
basically.
stairs, and the fire
Towards the
just behind you. So this amazing scene of you like shoulder charging Neely with this in this like little ball of armored shell. You hit the ground, bounce, pop back up out of your pill bug form, and
I'm
there's
the same size as
flames
she is,
raging
big
behind
ball.
you.
Big ball, but with flames behind, like glinting off the glitter bug wings. Like it's an image I couldn't.
very supersonic of you.
Yeah.
You know.
Love it. Thank you. Mr.
Welcome.
Whitber, you've seen this happen. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna head up next to Astrakhan and be like, let's get Henry out of here and go. Basically, this isn't. Do you have something in your bag of tricks to get rid of the fire?
I'm afraid I can't do that, Mr. Whitber.
Why not?
I am not really sure, but it's just not gonna happen.
As you look at her skin writhes. You see what looks like almost like a worm underneath their skin, writhing along their cheek.
But I'm completely happy to kill the purple fairy because that will totally do what I need to do. Henry's kind of beside the point at this point, so like you do what you need to do.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like any Fae, so that sounds like a fair option when I have no options at this point. And so I want to just try and break the purple Fae's neck.
It's covered in. You need to cut the vines free to do that, to reach the neck.
Okay, I'm just gonna shove a knife into its face.
All right. Give me a 2d6 roll.
5 and a
Right.
1.
So in effect, what you're doing is cutting away at the vines in preparation to cut the throat.
Sure.
Sure.
And go again, I guess. Two
Go.
actions.
Yep.
4 and a 1 that time, though.
Nope. So movement, cut, succeed, cut, fail. Astrakhan, you're up.
I'm gonna take a step back,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna try again with the focus and throw a bomb into the sarcophagus,
Go for it.
and hope that I roll more than a 2 this time.
Does that have splash damage, or is it just purely one person?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm guessing that it will damage anything in the sarcophagus at this point because I'm
Which is
doing
Henry.
I mean,
big damage.
it's both Mr. Whitber and
Well,
Henry.
I was
Oh,
gonna
I
say-
got a 4.
So that succeeds, and I'm going to say that since Mr. Whitber and Henry are literally inside the sarcophagus that you're throwing a bomb into,
Sorry,
uh,
guys.
Oh, it's
Thank you
worth it.
so much for your help.
so you both, Mr. Whitber and Henry, take 3 damage.
No, my damage.
Miss
And
Whitber, that
I-
comes off your shield. Oh, you can evade. Yep. You lucky so-and-so.
You hide under Henry.
Yeah.
Use
I
Henry as a
absolutely
human
see you
shield.
using Henry as a human
I am
shield.
well versed at avoiding explosions.
So much
Henry-
practice you
Earlier
have.
episode.
Henry takes a hit that makes it look like he's about to pass out, and then snaps back a little bit. It's like, I got this. I got this. As his diehard feet kicks in.
Yep.
If you lose the other arm, I'll make you a new one.
Oh, thank you. It hurts. Good.
Astracan. Might the face turn. So, Red is going to indiscriminately launch basically a sheet of metal in a straight line from her all the way to the stairs. So, let me just roll that one. Oh, no, too many. So, Miss Whitber, you can roll to evade again.
Yep.
I'm rolling for every. I'm doing basically. I'm taking your hail idea and I'm doing it again. Nope. You take one. You take 1 point of damage.
Dead.
Dead.
If it's a sheet of metal and
Yep.
we're behind the sarcophagus on the ground, does that mean Neely and I have protection?
Yeah. Henry, you
Just-
succeed.
Wouldn't Mr. Whitber have protection?
No, we saw
as
you
well
had the
then?
you had
Protection
the
of
7
what?
HP.
I didn't
Yeah.
evade.
No, like as in she failed to hit you.
Oh.
Astracan, you take 1 point of damage, and Melody, you take 1 point of damage. So everyone but Henry gets hit. Oh, and Neely. Whoops, I forgot Neely. Neely survived. Neely avoids getting hit as well. So Mr. Whitber had 7 HP gifted by the blue as protection at this fight. So you should still have had that.
Okay, but I stopped helping.
She still gave it to you.
All right.
Like you didn't lose that.
You didn't piss her off enough.
As Blue kind of sees what's going on there, and the fact that you guys are kind of going for the body of her sister instead of trying to protect and release her.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I think she's going to try and get Mr. Whitber out of there, so and Astracan as well. So I think what she's going to do is basically pick you up with the wind and try and knock you two together. 1 success, so you both take 1 point of damage. Mr. Whitber, you can roll to evade. No. So you're kind of she basically picks you up with the wind and throws you at Astracan.
I'm gonna re-roll that with my once per day re-roll.
Go for it. And it gets worse, better. So you kind of try and like orient yourself midair so that you hit Astracan with your feet instead of your head, and unfortunately just spin yourself like in a full 360 in midair as you just knock both of yourselves silly. Henry, it is your turn.
Nice. I think Henry stands up and looks over at Neely. Is she okay currently?
She is kind of like raising up to after dodging out of that metal sheet.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she's looking up and is smiling a little bit.
Okay. All right. Henry gives her a knowing nod and reaches back down, grabs the exposed hand of the purple fairy and casts heal.
Yep. Roll the heal.
2 and a 4. Failed. The gods do not bless him today.
No, they do not. As you do that, though, you feel a cool wind behind you, and
How you doing?
And as you look back, you see kind of hidden away from the view of everyone else, there's another tent flap, a possible escape route.
Nice. Okay. I
You still have one action left.
think Henry's gonna look back at Mr. Whipper like, Mr. Whipper, there's your way out. I gotta do this. And he'll can I try another heal? Is that doable?
Sure.
He'll try again. Come on. A 6 and a
That's
3.
6.
Nice.
Have some love.
You see the healing power release into the arm.
She
It
gets
does-
2 hit points.
She does reinvigorate, but you see straight away that as you do that, the vines themselves kind of turn a bit red and drain their vitality away.
Oh god, she's just bleeding more. Stupid.
That's you.
That's my turn.
Yep, Melody.
Cool. She's gonna try and run her rapier straight through Neely's back because she knows that Henry's watching.
Go for it.
Yes.
We're
Rolling
gonna
with
do that.
disadvantage.
We're gonna do the first one not at disadvantage, but it is very likely it's gonna be followed up by another one. So
Yeah. But you get an extra one. You roll with advantage because it's your chosen weapon. So you get an extra one.
yeah. So I will I'll roll one extra then. Hang on.
Yeah.
I need to hang on. Ignore that one because I need to actually just roll one. But I clicked 3.
No.
That's a 1.
So yeah.
Cool. And then I will roll the other one at disadvantage.
Go for it.
Which, if it's with my chosen weapon, does that mean I
So it's still a
still a
1d6.
disadvantage, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
no such luck? That's all right.
So you start like flailing about wildly and but just not able to make a straight run
That's not
for
made
her.
by purchase. Yeah.
Literally holding my breath every time you're gonna hit her. I'm like, don't do it.
Mr. Whitbird, you hear there's an escape right where next to Henry.
Where's the escape?
So Henry's called out there's an escape inside the sarcophagus for you.
Inside this sarcophagus.
Mm.
Sarcophagus. All right, Astrakhan, what are you going to be doing?
You can't ask that.
Okay. We're right next to each other. I'm asking them as an action right now.
All right.
I am very obviously fiddling with the bag of holding, pulling out things.
I'm going to so you're going to try and kill the purple fae. I will provide covering fire and a distraction for you, hopefully, so that blue and red don't interfere with you again. And I'm going to shoot both blue and red.
Go for it.
Seems fair.
This is just chaos.
Nice.
That's against red.
4 and a 6. Nice.
This is against blue.
3 and a 1, not as good.
Oh.
Blue is creepy, but seems less likely to just immediately kill us. So
Yeah, but did just push you away, both of us away. So
true.
So red manages to open up one of those portals just in time to deflect your arrow and sends it right back at you. You can roll to evade.
Yep. No.
So
Free.
yep. So you get stuck by your own arrow as she manages to send it back at you.
Cool.
And you're staying put. You still got one more action.
Well then I'm going to shoot red again. Fuck her.
Go for it.
A 5 and a 2.
She does not evade. It hits her.
Is
Perfect.
she dead?
Anna Crystal, no gods, no masters.
She looks more annoyed
Kill
than
Reaper.
anything else. She's like it's a mild distraction compared to what she and Blue are launching at each other.
All right. Go get him, Astrakhan.
Yep, you're up, Astrakhan.
All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing again, focus and then throw a bomb into the sarcophagus.
Don't do that.
Henry, you can duck through that tent flap anytime you like.
Got it. I use my reaction ability of duck through tent flap.
Sure.
I rolled a 1.
Natural 1.
Oh.
I think with a 1, it bounces back and almost gets you guys since you're all piled together, and I like that idea. So could you all give me a 2d6 roll to avoid getting blown up by Astrakhan's clumsy underarm throw?
Can I duck under my own self shield?
Yeah.
That's a double 1.
Oh,
Do I get advantage on dodging it then? From
Yes.
hiding under my shield? Thank you. Oh, 2 5s and a 6.
wow.
So,
Critical.
So-
This is the whole history is written by the victors. Melody's going to tell the story completely differently to how it went down.
Better believe it.
She's
So
the
I
main
just love-
character now.
Vibes.
I just lo-
Sometimes
Season
it's
1 was
just-
never a thing.
No one tells the story of the storytellers.
Did Neely make it?
uh,
Being that she's in that pile as well.
she is. She does not.
Oh no.
So Astrakhan, as that was a disadvantage for her, that was dealing 3 damage to anyone who
Yeah.
didn't make the save.
Yeah,
So I am
well,
dead this time.
Yeah, so am I.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
History is written by the victors.
Yeah.
All right.
In the
Like,
corner,
my
did-
lighting right now is doing all of the work.
In the corner, Darling starts wailing like an air raid siren.
Yeah.
God damn.
I wish I had sound effects. I don't, but we
Whoa!
does a little red light pop out of its back?
Yep. Sorry, I have to stop. My cats are all giving me weird looks.
Fair enough.
Just
Um,
imagine like Henry is standing there, the bottle maybe like hits his shield and bounces back. And he's just like, what was that? Looks up and just sees Mr. Whitbear and Astrakhan lit up in flame, like, oh my god!
So, it's the phase turn. Neely starts flying back up to take her position over the
Oh good, she's
sarcophagus.
still alive.
Barely. She's on 1 HP.
Oh, fun.
Good to
Um,
know. Thank you very much.
So TPK then.
But
It's not a total party because I'm alive.
But when you tell the story, you can tell it as a tragedy where everybody died. You know, you
All
just
of my friends, they fought so hard and yet they all died. But
Welcome
I
to season
survived.
3 of Melody World.
she managed to resume the tornado. But Melody, as you look up and see her up in the sky, it almost looks. You don't know if it's like an illusion, a trick of the clouds or the shadow or the light, but it looks like there's more than one of her. It looks. You don't know if it's like after images from the sun, but you can't make it out. But it doesn't look like she's alone up there. Red goes to take a strike at Blue. Blue is focusing on Henry, reaching out just as she did with Mr. Whitbur a moment ago to throw him at Astrakhan, and instead yanks Henry through the portal, and it snaps shut behind you as the sole good survivor of the team. Melody, we'll leave you there for a moment. Henry, you're tumbling through, and you land in bright sunlight.
I just imagined like it flashes back to that time Henry was at the top of a cliff, falling down towards the ground, and then just lands wherever he is now.
No, it's a nicer place this time though. It's bright sunlight where you are. It's
Oh god, I'm dead. I knew it.
It's
It's
beautiful.
just like the gypsy woman said.
It's beautiful white sand, and you look up, you hear an unfamiliar noise, and you look across, and you see what was described to you as a child as an ocean,
Wow.
and you see a big ship floating on the ocean off to the distance, with the name Hope and Grace printed on the side.
Still alive.
And that's where we'll leave it.
Oh.
That's it.
I feel like we need
That's
to leave
it.
with a
As evil melodies clattering in the background.
Oh,